report launcher. Within the SMS system, there's a database that keeps a record of everything that you've programmed in and everything that has happened to the system. So, how we get to this is from the system launcher, and we're going to go ahead and find report launcher. Now, there's depending on your access level, you might see a few different report launcher things. So, find report launcher, double click on that, and as that opens up, let me drag it to the screen. These are all the reports that we can create or that are in here. I'm just going to go ahead and maximize that. So, of course, if you don't have two-person rules, you're not going to need this. Access manager reports. You can see everybody who's got tweaked access by coming to here. So if it's just a lightning bolt that's right here, it means that it is a report that is just ready to go, and you can either just double click on it. Right click on it and launch report, or I can come up to here and click launch report up here. And as I do that, I need to bring it over here. So right now, there are no card holders in the database that have tweaked access within my access manager. I did have some, but then I changed them back. But right now, I don't have any, so that's good. But if I did, it would list all my card holders here that had tweaked access. So that's access manager reports, alarm history reports. If you are doing alarm monitoring through the access control system, you can use these. Again, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be using alarm history reports. Audit trail reports, any changes that were made to the system within these parameters by a user would be shown here. So if you deleted a card holder, it's going to show here that you deleted a card holder, or if you changed the time zone. Database evacuation, you're not going to use evacuation reports. You don't have a guest pass usually. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to do redundant recovery. SMS diagnostics will come in handy for your vendor, which is ClearPath, or the factory themselves, which is Vanderbilt. Really, the big things that you're going to be using out of here is access manager reports and transaction history reports. So if I open this up, you can see that there's a lot of reports that are in here. You can do all access attempts, all devices, all card holders. I can launch this right now. I don't have, this is demo software, so I don't have anybody in here. But once I launch it, it's going to ask me a start time and an end date and a time. So I can pick yesterday, click OK. And again, because this is demonstration software, I actually don't have any hardware set up. It's not going to see any access attempts into the system. But if that were the case between this date and that date and the start time and end time, it would show me every single access attempt, whether it was valid or invalid. It would show me every single one, who it was, or the card and or the card number, and or where it happened at, besides the date and time. So it can get quite in depth. Now, anything that's got a green plus to it means that you can manipulate the report in some way. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this one, and I'm going to right click. Let's see here. I have to create a new report. So that means that they're sub-reports basically. So I'm going to highlight that. I can right click, create a sub-report, or create a new report up here. Create a sub-report. Let me drag this over to the screen, and I'm going to do Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin usage. So, and I can launch the report after it's created. I'm going to click next. I'm going to add card holders to this. So I already know I'm looking for Ben. So first name, last name, doesn't matter. Here we see Ben Franklin, so I'm going to highlight him, click OK. I can do more too. So So I could go add more card holders. I could do more at one time, and without anything, with these fields being blank, I can click on Find Now, brings up everybody. I can also add George and Thomas if I wanted to. Press OK and add everybody there. But for this one, I just want to do Ben. So I'm going to highlight these two, get them off the report. I'm going to delete selected card holders. Press yes, and now I'm going to finish. So now it's ran the report. It wants to know when do I want to look at, just like the other report, between what date and what times. So these are the times. I'm going to press OK. And now it's brought up my report over here. So there are no transactions again because I don't have any devices for Ben to read his card at. So because it's demonstration software. But however, we see here that the cardholder name is Ben Franklin, and if there were any access attempts, whether they were valid or invalid, they would show up down here the same way as the other transaction report. So invalid access attempts, if you don't want to know valid ones, just invalid ones. Here we go. And then, of course, this report that we made stays here. So if it's something that's quite common, we can always, come here and run a report on Ben again. And just all we'd have to do is change the date. We can highlight it, right-click on it, and then delete the report. So Ben Franklin's no longer in there. So you can just see that all the different reports that are in here. When you're done, just close it up, X out of it, and you're done.